The Singapore Grand Prix was first run in Formula 1 in 2008, so BRM never had the chance to race here. However, the non-championship Singapore Grand Prix ran between 1966 and 1973 at the Thomson Road circuit, but BRM never participated in any of those either. However, in 1973, BRM gave an engine to two-time Macau Grand Prix winner Jean Boussel to power his Palliser WDB4. He ended up finishing 7th. Due to BRM's minuscule amount of history in Singapore, we'll have to focus on another country this week. Singapore is a member of the Commonwealth of Nations, a group of 53 member states that were mostly territories of the former British Empire. In 1819, Britain established a settlement in Singapore under Sir Thomas Stamford Raffles and took possession of the entire island in 1823. Singapore officially became a British colony in 1824 and remained in the British hands until it was granted independence in 1963. Obviously, BRM has had a lot of history in the United Kingdom, as it is in our name, so it's obvious that we need to cover 4 of our most famous British drivers. Ron Flockhart was born on June 16, 1923 in Leith, Scotland. His first race for BRM was at the 1956 British Grand Prix at Silverstone, where he retired on lap 2 with engine issues. His best result for BRM came at the 1959 French Grand Prix at Reims, where he finished 6th. His best result in Formula 1 already come, however, when he finished 3rd in the 1956 Italian Grand Prix. Along with his semi-successful Formula 1 career, he had a very successful sports car career. He won in both the 1956 and 1957 24 Hours of Le Mans with the Ecurie Ecosi team. In the early 1960s, the United Dominions Trust plans to break the record that the time had taken to fly from Sydney to London, and he was chosen to make the attempt. On April 12, 1962, while on a flight test in preparation for the attempt, Ron crashed his plane in poor weather in the Dandenong Ranges, Australia, and was killed at the age of 38. Tony Brooks was born on February 25, 1932 in Dukinfield, England. His first race for BRM was set to be at the 1956 Monaco Grand Prix, but he withdrew due to an engine valve issue. His actual first race for BRM was at the 1956 British Grand Prix, where he narrowly escaped injury on lap 39 after a fiery accident. From 1957 to 1960, he won 6 races and scored 9 podiums with other teams. For his last season in Formula 1 was 1961, he returned to BRM. His BRM return was not extremely successful in the beginning, but in his last race in Formula 1 on the 1961 United States Grand Prix at Watkins Glen, he finished 3rd. He retired from motorsports altogether in 1961 at the age of 29. Tony is still alive today and makes special appearances at historic festivals and works in the media. John Surtees was born on February 11, 1934 in Tatsfield, England. His racing career started in Grand Prix motorcycling, where he took 4 500cc championships, but he moved on to Formula 1 in 1960. He won the World Championship in 1964 with Ferrari. However, his first race for BRM came at the 1969 South African Grand Prix at Kyalami, where he retired on lap 40 with an engine issue. His best result for BRM came later in the year in the 1969 United States Grand Prix, where he finished 3rd, taking his last podium in Formula 1. He retired from professional motorsport in 1972 with 4 500cc championships, 3 350cc championships, 38 motorcycle Grand Prix wins, 1 Formula 1 championship, and 6 Formula 1 wins. He's the only driver to ever win a world championship on both 2 and 4 wheels. John is still alive to this day and lives in Surrey, where he's very involved in historic racing. He sadly faced a tragedy in 2009 when his son Henry Surtees was killed in a freak accident in a Formula 2 race in Brands Hatch. Richard Atwood was born on April 4, 1940 in Wolverhampton, England. His first race for BRM was set to be at the 1964 British Grand Prix at Brands Hatch, but he withdrew at the start. His first actual race for BRM came 4 years later at the 1968 Monaco Grand Prix, where he finished 2nd ahead of the 2 BRM-powered Coopers. He would never top that result in Formula 1. After leaving Formula 1 in 1969, he moved on to sports cars, along with fellow former BRM driver Hans Hermann. He won the 1970 24 Hours of Le Mans. After failing to finish the 1984 24 Hours, he retired from racing altogether. Richard is still active in motorsport today, often making appearances at historic festivals. Check r/Model F1 next Thursday for a BRM history relating to the Japanese Grand Prix.